All right, so I've got a guest on the line. Her name is Marina Nestel. She decided that she was going to move to London at an early age. She then joined the Purple PR agency, which is a famous PR agency. Her talent for strategic event planning and brand management flourished. And after 6.5 years there, she came back to South Africa and launched something called the Little Black Book in 2007. Through this, she's elevated South Africa's event scene, pioneered a style marked by luxury, precision, and creativity. So I thought we'd just chat to her a little bit about, the world of events, the world of PR, and all that kind of thing. So Marina, how are you? There she is.
Very well, thank you, Gareth. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, cool. So tell us a little bit about the experience of PR and the stuff that you've done so far and the kind of things that you do now.
Absolutely. Well, I would say that PR and events found me other than the other way around. And I've just always been a natural networker, mixing in certain circles and taking advantage of the situations I find myself in. PR at the moment is doing extremely well, more so than events, purely because people do spend a lot of money on SEO and Google Analytics. However, if you think about something, the celebrities, the Kardashians, they don't need to spend money on SEO or Google Analytics.
No.
Everything in the media keeps them relevant. And so that's one of the things that people miss out on. And PR and digital marketing works very well hand in hand together. Events, still weddings we do. We're doing a lot of corporate events at the moment this time of the year. In terms of luxury brands like Hugo Boss, Tommy Hilfiger, H&M, previous clients of mine, they're not doing the big events that they used to due to budget restrictions ever since COVID. But we're keeping very busy on the digital marketing side of things.
I am amazed. I am amazed at how much people spend on events. The budgets are huge. You mentioned there are a couple of luxury brands who are spending a little bit less, but by and large, it seems to me people are spending again in events and PR.
Yes and no. There's like a 1%, I was always luxury mainly. So in terms of like Mum Champagne, yes, they do focus on Johannesburg quite a bit. In Cape Town, not so much anymore.
Oh, yeah?
And the budgets are not what they used to be. They used to be astronomical. And that's one of the reasons why I started my business, because I worked for British American Tobacco as a Dunhill rep. And they used to have hundreds of millions of rands worth of budgets and the wrong audience coming to the event, which means it's obviously an epic fail.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that recruiting the right target audience and making sure that they are present at the event, that makes it worthwhile spending the amount of money that they were spending.
Yeah, I mean, it is insane when you think about how much money some of these companies have spent on a total flop, right? Yes. Like if you don't know what you want out of an event, and I suppose you spend millions of rands and you get nothing out of it, you kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what kind of stuff have you seen in your career people have wasted money on?
Yeah, I'm always very critical when I go to other people's events.
Sure.
It's mainly, I would say, the database is most important, because when I started with a corporate company, my goodness, I've never seen such a bad, it's almost like it was a rent-a-crowd.
Who is there is always more important than anything else, right? It's like if you invite the wrong people, it's a mess.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing Hugo Boss, for instance, you need people who can afford Hugo Boss. And that would make me sometimes not so popular, because people didn't realize I could not just invite absolutely anyone and Katie from next door. I had to invite people who could afford to shop there, so that it makes financial sense for my client. So people be like, oh gosh, she's superficial. She won't put me on the guest list. She's changed so much. It's not that at all. I do this as a career. It's my profession. And my main objective is pleasing the client.
Absolutely. I mean, Mash, you can imagine you can't invite Machoshas and Skevereshis to your fancy launch, right? I mean, it would be terrible. Well, I mean, if you can make a noise in the market that you're looking to attract, that's first prize.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you want everyone to walk away, and word of mouth is very powerful. Social media, obviously, tagging and stories and everything like that. but getting the ripple effect of reaching the audience of people that may have not been able to attend the event, but now do know about it. So it all plays a very important role altogether. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Little Black Book offers a PR, events, digital marketing service all in one. We will not do an event unless, or should I say, we will not have our database at an event if we're not involved in absolutely everything. Because if the food is not correct, if the type of alcohol that they've chosen is like shitty Libertas, for example, my guest list is not going to come back to the next event. I'm only as good as my last event. So especially in Cape Town,
wine.
You've got to strive to be bigger and better each time.
Okay, so just tell me, because you're calling your company's called Little Black Book, and obviously that means you've got in your, because it used to every hostess in the world who was worth anything had her little black book that she would index names in, and she'd go, I feel like seeing those people, I don't feel like seeing these. It's a very clever name, but this does make you unpopular with some people. You mentioned already, some people say, oh, she's being superficial, she's mean, she never invites me to things, she thinks she's superior. Like, how do you deal with that in the world you're in? Because if you don't invite people, they can get very mean.
Yeah. I've actually got broad shoulders now. I've been in the public eye for more than 2 decades. And I very early on began to realize that what started off, I was a socialite by heart. I loved going out. I loved networking. The minute this became a career, I basically sit in like jeans and t-shirts during the day, and then my work outfit is a pair of stilettos and a couture dress, and then I whip that on and I do the red carpet, and it's a job. And what I realized, there's a red line between my database. I'm not trying to, I'm a hostess and I'm an entertainer, so I will make absolutely everyone feel special. And I do know a lot about absolutely every single person. I'm like a sponge when it comes to things like that. But in my head, I have to realize my circle is literally as small. It's probably about 10 people. And those are the people I confide in. And those are my true friends. And they're not necessarily at the event. So I had to make peace with the fact that I can't make everyone happy. No one's going to understand that I'm actually do this for a profession, and I'm not there to party. And they are. I'm there to entertain, hostess, and ultimately please a client who is paying me at the end of the day. This is, some people will turn around and go, oh, she only wants to be relevant nowadays. You have to be when you are a self-made entrepreneur. You have to. I'm not going to follow Virgin Airlines unless I'm following Richard Branson. I'm not going to watch the newspaper. I'm going to follow Donald Trump and find out from the horse's mouth if he won the election. Yes. And that's just all on Instagram. So branding yourself as a career person is just as important as, representing your company, the Little Black Book, or whatever company it is.
What about people, and especially celebrities? We have a lot of very low rent celebrities in this country. Like, they think they're famous people. Yeah. But they're Instagram influencers, and basically they'll do anything for a free t-shirt. How do you keep those people out of things like this? Because that devalues an event. It devalues a brand. There are lots of people who want to be famous or think they're famous, and really they're trash. They actually are machoshas and skevereshas.
Unfortunately, I think I'm responsible for that. I was the first person to start using social. It is all my fault.
Oh,
because
no.
When I did the Lawn Mirage Queen's Plate, the bloggers came along. There was 2 Oceans Vibe originally before social media, and then the bloggers came along, and I made them feel like they were the most important people ever because I wanted the article on Google. Remember, Google Analytics are very important. Every time you have an article, it shoots you to the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I gave them a God complex. And then whatever I do, all my competitors seem to follow and copy. It's always been like that. So, I pretty much am responsible for that.
Damn it.
The inflated egos. The thing that's really, I won't mention who, but there's a TikTok, Instagram influencer, I think she's a celebrity, who's got like 3.4 million followers. Now, it really depends on the demographics and the quality. Remember, it's quality versus quantity.
Sure.
And she did a post. She got free aesthetic surgery done by a doctor and posted onto 3.4 million followers, not one referral. I go in, have a little kind of fairy dust done, and walked down the street, and without posting on social media, 5 clients went in the next 2 weeks. It's really quite interesting. If you're going to go for the influencers, for Mr. Price, absolutely, that's the right person to go for. But when it comes to a really top high profile brand, I'd rather have the Fresnay Yummy Mummy, who's got 800 followers with a closed account, posting something. That will be far more important to me than someone with 3.4 million followers, not a single referral to the poor doctor who spent 12,000 Rand on her.
Shame.
Wow, I love that. I love that you focus on the quality of the following and not just the reach. Because nowadays it's so easy to just...
the quality is so much more important.
Yeah.
And people have forgotten word of mouth is sometimes more important than posting your airing your dirty laundry on social media. It just doesn't look good for yourself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to be distracted by the numbers nowadays. To just say, oh, she has 4 million followers. And everybody's like, wow, that is incredible. Meanwhile, all these followers are in primary school. What are they going to buy of yours?
Or bots.
Yeah.
Or bots. You know,
yes, or
if
bots.
you look at it, it's like 1 follower, no profile picture. It just obviously feeds their ego. But what's the point? Because you share something onto that group and not one person likes it, which tells you it's a bot follower.
Listen, I am very, very angry with you for having brought all these rubbish people into our lives, these influencers. You should never have done that. And I want you to apologize so that we can move on from here. Otherwise, I'm never going to.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for myself.
Yeah.
Because I made them feel like gods and queens, and I boosted their egos, and they waltz in there and. Oh, dear God. Yeah. I really shouldn't bat anyone down because I do this for a living, but really, it's really not going to add any value to me. You're just coming to waste my time, drink for free.
Okay, so if people, I mean, there was someone who asked, like, are you hiring people at the moment? Because there are a lot of people who want to get into the world that you're in. It's hard work. You're going to have to set up events. That's never glamorous. People always think, oh, it's just great. You arrive in a nice dress, you look terrific, and you just welcome people, and then at the end of the party, you just go home. But I mean, the real hard work is what happens on either side of that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I don't actually ever accept anyone who sends me a CV. I don't even open it. I don't look at LinkedIn because all I get is people hounding me for their services. And you know what? If I'm looking for someone, it'll be word of mouth. It'll most likely be the person who was previously working as my assistant recommending someone that is usually it just worked out this way, but all my girls have always been glamorous, super organized, absolutely every single quality that I don't have. So there's no room for 2 Marinas in the office. So obviously my strengths are customer liaison, bringing in clients, opening and closing deals. The customers like to deal with me. I do the guest list. No one's ever touched my database except for me. So there's that very personalized effect to it. But my girls must write, they must spell, they must be organized, absolutely everything. And let me do my job, and you just make sure that you keep the ship floating.
I love it. All right. Well, listen, thank you for joining us this morning. It's nice to have somebody who understands this world and who can help us to understand it. I do think it was very brave of you to admit that you brought these influences into our lives. It's a terrible thing that you did, but you have apologized. And good luck to you. It's nice to see you on the show.